think so. Okay. What? Yeah, boost it. Give us 1 second. All right, give us 1 second. We're going to boost the audio. This turnout is incredible. Look at how many people are here. And I just want to take a moment for us to just think about how much courage it takes to stand here right now. This morning, there's a lot of things going on in the national news. It is a scary time, but we are here together, and we are here to keep each other safe, right? So thank you so much for coming. We're going to get started in a little bit once we get confirmation the audio has been boosted, because we do want everyone to hear our speakers.
Listen, I want to say something, and our wonderful people are going to say, I'll give you a lot more things to say on this topic, but I do want to address it real quick. I appreciate everybody being here. You know what I appreciate more? If all of us standing together, taking care of each other. There is a lot going on, whether people realize that or not. And so I'm going to ask you guys, let's all be very mindful of taking care of each other. If there's agitators, do not engage, and they're going to give you a bunch of instructions. Let's not give this administration what the fuck he wants. Let's show him that the American people can come together, stand together, and say, fuck you on your birthday, baby.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, before we begin, I want you to take a second to just look around you. So while Trump is hosting his military parade today, which is a symbol of violence and authoritarianism that also costs tens of millions of dollars, look at what we the people are doing. Look at how many people have the courage to stand up for what is right. Look at how many people care. Today, there are over 2,000 cities and small towns protesting and demonstrating against our rogue government. We, alongside millions of people, are using our voices and using our bodies to exercise our First Amendment rights. Might not vote like you. They might not pray like you. They might not look like you, love like you, or live like you. But today, we are choosing to stand together, rooted in deep empathy. Standing together to keep our communities safe, and standing together to demand a better future for us all. This is what those in power do not want to see. They want us divided. They want us quiet, and they want us disconnected. But we will not bow down. We will not bow down to kings. We will not bow down to fascism. And we will not bow down to those in our government who are complacent as our communities and our country are torn apart. We are stronger together, and this is what true power looks like. So when I say people, you say power. People.
Power.
People.
Power.
People. Power. So we're here because our voices matter. Your voices matter. No president, no agency, and no administration gets to take that away. We are here because we know for a fact that we do not have a king and we never will. We're here because we refuse to live under unchecked power. We will not be ruled by fear, violence, or force. We are demanding a government that works for the people, not for power. Together for each other. And now let's welcome JP to go over some food safety announcements.
We need to understand, okay, that we are here in the streets, we are in a protest, all right? We're going to make some disobedience today. That's true. We are not going to escalate. We are confronted. Make our protesters, we're confronting the people that sign support Trump. We're confronting by people who say that we're not welcome, we don't have rights, no matter what they want to say. We're going to move on. We have people are with us. Yet there is a police response. Don't give any, as we are going to speak to police on behalf of the organizers and protesters. If you see a problem happening, whether that is something that has to follow the police,
Please.
we're going to keep ourselves safe together in this crowd, find someone with a vest, and go from them.
Trying to stay as dry as I can on here. That is Councilman J.P. Leninger, District 6 here in Louisville, Kentucky, speaking on the microphone, giving some safety updates before things officially begin. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people here at the steps at 600 West Jefferson Street. Maybe even close to 1,000. Stretched from 6th and Jefferson to 5th and Jefferson. Nima Kukrani is announced to the microphone. I'm going to go back up there and get a better spot as soon as this rain dies down. I just don't want to get the electronics wet. All right, looks like it's slowing down. I'm going to go back out there.
All right. Thank you so much.
I was wrong.
Despite this administration attacking its own people. Now the U.S. Army probably had celebrations planned. I'm sure they had events and scheduled plans and activities and celebrations. I guarantee you that those plans did not involve $40 million that they estimate because of this sad old man's ego that we are here to stroke. That's not what they signed up for. That's not what we signed up for. That's $40 million that could be going to children who are going to go hungry because he's cutting food. He's cutting shelter. He's cutting their education budget. That's $40 million that could go towards Social Security that's on the block for our seniors. That's $40 million that could be going towards our veterans who have already seen critical services being cut in a twist of irony that cannot be overstated. We are here because our government does not represent us. So when anybody tells you that you are un-American, tell them that dissent...
You're now looking toward 5th and Jefferson. You see the LMPD tow truck there. You're looking toward 5th and Jefferson.
That when we got rid of the last king that this country saw almost 250 years ago, we did it this way. We did it by showing up. We did it by fighting back. We did it by standing in solidarity with each other. Now there are a lot of people that are trying to divide us right now. There are trillions of dollars being spent telling you your vote doesn't matter. Your voice doesn't matter. You don't matter. I'm here to tell you that you are it. You are Americans. You are the only thing that matters, and you are the only thing that is standing in the way of autocracy. Today, not just in Louisville, not just in Kentucky, but all across this country, we are showing people that we will stand together. They will not divide us. We will always stand in solidarity. We will never be divided. Always in solidarity, never be divided. And if we keep doing this over and over and over, things start to change. I just read this morning that the Trump administration decided that they're going to hold off. They're going to hold off on the ICE raids on our farms. They're going to hold off on the ICE raids at our hospitality venues, our hotels, our restaurants, because you know what? It's hurting people. He didn't come to that realization by himself. We showed him that. So don't stop. Do not stop showing up. Do not stop shouting and standing in the streets for your fellow Americans. I am honored and privileged to be standing here as the only immigrant in the Kentucky State Legislature. I do not intend to be the last, and I know that every single immigrant in this state and in this country sees you standing in solidarity with all of us today. And I want to thank you for your patriotism. I want to thank you for your generosity. And I want to thank you for your solidarity. Keep showing up, never divided, always in solidarity.
Thank you. And now we're going to have a speech from one of our community members.
Hello, everybody. I'm with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. And I was actually here about 7 years ago, almost to the very day, but we were protesting something very different. It's this American institution called Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. We were incensed by this agency that was kidnapping people, parents, children, grandparents, aunts, uncles, grandkids. We were saying things like, no kids in cages. But then the Biden presidency came and we were saying things like, what kids in cages? What cages? Even though these arbitrary detainments never stopped, perhaps the border seemed too far, and it became an issue that was out of sight and therefore out of mind. That ain't right. Now, as ICE comes back in full force in a much more forceful way, collective amnesia is being wiped away, and people like Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez can remember that they are supposed to hate these institutions when a president that they do not endorse is no longer seated. Yeah. And what real difference is there between Republicans and Democrats if their policy was doing the same damage of ripping families apart? Do the names of the policies have to be different? Does the language have to be a little less hateful for the actual... For it to be unacceptable? Is that when we find it unacceptable? Absolutely not. But they're convinced that we do not recognize these tactics. America has been destroying countries in Central and South America for decades through regime changes, coups, drug trafficking, and controlled opposition in the form of gangs and mercenaries, leaving their people in destitute situations where they can no longer survive in their home countries, and are pushed to feel that this so-called American dream is a reality that they can achieve, that they can come through and find better opportunities, at least more safety. But often these people who come seeking asylum, work, a better life for their families, then come here only to be faced with obstacles at every step. Whether they come through legal means or not, whether they do it the right way or not, they are often dealing with years of pushing around paperwork, working and paying taxes while being treated as criminal and suspicious or not. They are being punished for looking a certain way or speaking with certain accents and holding certain political beliefs. I describe these detainments and arrests as arbitrary because that's what they are. Ernesto Manuel Andres from Bowling Green, Kentucky, who has just graduated high school a few weeks ago, has been taken by ICE, even though he had all the right paperwork and followed all the right steps. They placed this 18-year-old in ICE detention simply for being Guatemalan, and they have moved him all the way over to Louisiana. They've deported U.S. citizens to El Salvadorian torture chambers with the okay from disgraceful President Nayib Bukele. They want us to feel powerful against these actions, and like any of us could be next if we step out of line. But I want to take this moment to encourage everyone here to feel powerful when stepping out of line. If their lines are drawn too hard we must imagine their lines as being drawn with chalk and washed away with a little water. Biden said he had a line. It was a red one where certain actions by Israel would supposedly not be tolerated by the U.S. However, almost 2 years into this iteration of genocide against Palestinians, the U.S. continues to fund Israel as its proxy in the Middle East and has even supplied it with weapons that it either already has used against Iran or intends to use against Iran. Palestinians continue to be bombed and starved and dying in every possible way without any major government's intervention. This war with Iran has been threatened for years now. It's one where people of the U.S. and people of Iran do not want. 80 Iranians were killed in the bombing by Israel, with images of children and women being the overwhelming number of victims. We don't want a war with Iran. We don't want our money going to support Israel to bomb Gaza, the West Bank, Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, and now Iran. These kings, who are nothing but capitalists, only seek to occupy and extract the wealth and labor of the global South, feeding their insatiable appetites, using institutions like NATO, which is nothing more than a war machine bringing endless death in its wake, and its really occupation, by throwing endless war and misery down on people who only want to live in their homelands with dignity. And does this constant aggression improve our lives here? No! It does not. We don't have health care. Our life expectancy is declining. A college education comes with shackles of lifelong debt and submission to jobs that don't nearly pay us enough. Our roads and bridges and cities are crumbling so that all the money could be used to fix these issues.
Country has a nuclear bomb, and it's not good for the United States.
Yeah, I agree. Israel shouldn't have nuclear bombs, but it intends to use them in the war. I agree. No one here can afford to pay their bills, and the rest of the world looks at our government as a pariah. This can't possibly bring us to safety. These endless wars won't bring us the promise of safety that the government intends to trade on us. Our very own University of Louisville watched the genocide Palestinians with their own pagan endowments, keeping students begging for transparency on where their tuition is being used. The U of L's SJP has been pushing the school towards divesting from Israel, but they refuse to hear the students via all methods of protection and protest and student body government meetings and meeting with students on one-on-one. They are standing strong and continuing to build their student movement against apartheid, colonialism, and genocide. My SJP comrades note that U of L was the first university in the South to cut ties with apartheid in South Africa. And they are currently refusing to do the same with apartheid Israel. I remember Outcry saying that we should defund ICE or defund the police. It's still there, but I encourage us to dream bigger. I encourage us to imagine more, not to be boxed in by lines we haven't even drawn. I encourage us to imagine a world where we don't just defund ICE and the police, but where we abolish them. Knowing that they are racist institutions that do not serve the people and only serve the machinery of capitalism and imperialism and controlling and punishing people. I encourage us to imagine a world where the ruling class doesn't get to draw our lines for us, where we set our terms. To imagine a world where we recognize that many of these lines are themselves imaginary, that these borders are always shifting in a struggle for power between the elites, that these borders do not serve us and only harm us and box us in. I want us to think outside of a box of a world with no borders made for power against people, but beyond imagining. I want us to make it a reality! Join us in PSL, or if you're a student at U of L, please get involved with SJP and the incredible work they are doing on campus towards divestment. They're on Instagram. We as workers, we as people reject these racist deportations against our community members. We reject war with Iran. We with his
everything, to still respect all of our individual rights to say it. The division we have seen in this country, where different groups and different people are not talking to each other, is how we wound up in the situation we are right now. It is important for us to listen. It is okay if you do not agree, but it is not okay to try and silence people who are simply speaking their minds and letting people know about their beliefs. And right now, Lord McGarvey would like to say something.
Let's go, Louisville! The power's with the people! The power's with the people! The people have the power! The power's with the people! The people have the power! The power's with the people! The people have the power! The power's with the people! The people have the power! The power's with the people! The people have the power! The power's with the people! The people have the power! And we're not going to let any king, dictator, or authoritarian take it away from us. This is why we are here together today. Now look, this is a little bit like church, all right? I want everybody to turn to their neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm glad you are here. Because this is not about right or left. This is about right and wrong. The clouds that are coming up overhead right now have nothing in comparison to what's coming out of Washington. Donald Trump and his march toward authoritarianism will not be tolerated in Louisville, New Albany, or any of the cities across this country right now. Where people are gathered because we love America, because we love this country, because we love what it stands for. Look, America has never been a place. America has always been an idea, a radical idea that 249 years ago, Thomas Jefferson stood in the second floor apartment of a bricklayer in Pennsylvania, and he said, we're going to have a country where everyone has an equal shot at success, and there is a government of, by, and for the people. We have never quite lived up to that idea, but the trajectory is consistent, and we are not going to let Donald Trump and his authoritarian regime walk it back from us. Guys, let's talk first about what's happening in this country. Let's talk first about what's happening in this country. Today, a lot of us woke up to really sad news. I want a moment of silence from everybody. Seriously, a moment of silence for Representative Portman and Senator Hoffman. Representative Portman was assassinated in her home last night in Minnesota by someone pretending to be a police officer. Senator Portman was shot and thank God is surviving. I want a moment of silence for them. When you normalize political violence, this is what happens. This is what happens. When you say that what happened on January 6th was just tourists, when you give the Proud Boys a free pass, this is what happens. But I'm here to tell you as sad as it is, and look, I was in the state senate for 10 years here.
I remember when the police showed up at our door because of a death threat I had. It's chilling. But the message that we are giving each other today, and surrounded by our friends and neighbors, we will not be intimidated into silence. We love this country too much. We love the freedom of this country too much. We love the idea of this country too much. And we're not going to let Donald Trump take it away from us. So what's he doing? His policies are cruel. They talk about the cuts to Medicaid. What does that mean? I met with a woman right here in Louisville, Kentucky. Her daughter has quadriplegic cerebral palsy. Can't walk, can't talk, can't speak without the computer with next to her, can't hear without the cochlear implant, bound to a wheelchair. Her mom works 4 jobs, but she has 3 spinal surgeries last month. Nobody can pay for that. Medicaid pays for that. So let's talk about this. Yale and Penn did a study. If these Medicaid cuts go through, there will be 51,000 preventable deaths. Now that is fancy people speak, but people are going to die if this goes through. He's talking about cutting Social Security. I was down at Beecher Terrace having a town hall, and people literally looking at me saying, if I can't get my Social Security, I will die. I was talking to a doctor yesterday at the VA. They're trying to push him out the door. He's a neurologist. He takes care of our soldiers who have traumatic brain injuries. These are the policies, and they are cruel. But it is also, we can't be distracted from the policies, but we have to watch what he's doing too. I know Alex Padilla. I know him well. We played on the congressional baseball team together. I'll tell you what, he is honest to God, one of the single nicest people in Washington. He was on an escorted tour in his district because the Trump administration refused to answer his questions. He was escorted by them into the room with Kristi Noem. And what happened to him? They threw him on the ground in handcuffs. The senior senator from California. There are more troops on the streets of Los Angeles right now than there are in Syria. But we will not be intimidated. And I think this is important. There's something we got to look. Well, you all look good today. And we cannot let them divide us. United we stand. United we stand. United we stand. And guess what? We got to do more than just stand. I'm glad everyone is here. I am glad we are giving our friends and our neighbors, not just here in Louisville, but all over Kentucky, who feel like they don't have a voice right now. Let them know they have good company and a But we can't leave here today and let people think we've done enough. We must continue to show up, to speak out, to work, to make sure that we actually keep the America we love in one piece. When Benjamin Franklin walked out of the Constitutional Convention in 1787, a woman asked him, "Sir, what type of government have you given us?" He said, "A republic, if you can keep it." Congressman David Obey said it best: democracy does not guarantee a happy ending. We cannot slide into what we've seen happen in places like Germany. We cannot slide into what we've seen happen in other authoritarian countries. We must protect that idea that Thomas Jefferson wrote in that letter 249 years ago this very summer. And it is up to us to do it. So make sure you show up, you speak out, that you don't think this is enough, that you write letters, that you make phone calls, that you march, that you get out to vote, that you support candidates who are going to support the things you support and not put up or kowtow to the guy we got in the White House right now. Because when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, keep fighting, Louisville, I got your back.
Okay, and now I'd like to invite the troubadours up to do a song. Are they around here?
I'm so honored to be with all of you beautiful people today. Please look at the person around you. Say thank you for being here. Thank you for standing up for my rights. My children, my elders, my neighbors.
Thank you. That's why I put my backpack down there, because I was
you.
like losing my balance.
I want to keep the call of unity today because this is important. We have to be a tight, connected community, a mighty kindness. Yes? I'm going to sing the word come, and I'm going to sing the word unity. And I want everyone on this side to sing come, and you all sing unity, okay? Come, unity. Come, unity. Come, unity. Come, unity. Come, unity. Where we all stand together. Come, unity. One heart, kind mind. Come, unity. I'm yours, you are mine. Come, unity. We're all intertwined. Come, unity. And one day we will find community. There was only ever one of us. Community. Only ever one. Community. Community. Everybody. Community. 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 Thank you so much. All right. We're going to do the thing. We're going to do the thing that we should all do when we come together. And we're going to sing Imagine, okay? So y'all sing loud and proud, and I want you to think about this song and the words that they mean. Will y'all sing with us? You're not going to hear my guitar. I'm not sure it's going to work, but we'll try it. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today.
And there's no countries. It's easy if you try. It isn't hard to do, it isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. Oh God. No religion too. Everybody. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer. Look around you, baby, you're not the only one. 'Cause I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people. Imagine it, y'all. Sharing all the world. You sing it loud. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us and the world will live as one.
All right, thank you everyone. So next up, our speaker will be Charlene Buckles.
Hey everyone, my name is Charlie San Juan Rubio Buckles, and I represent New Americans Initiative. I am a mother, a daughter, a first-generation immigrant, and a proud Filipina Kentuckian. As so many immigrants in the global South know, my country, the Philippines, was deprived of resources and opportunities because of colonialism. Martial law in the 1970s was a dark time in our country where my uncle and so many Filipinos were kidnapped. We came here to the United States for the American dream, for a life of unlimited opportunities and a world, and also a life that is free and free of fear. Despite everything that is happening, I still believe in that American dream. And if my ancestors taught me anything, it's how to topple a dictatorship. I was born a month after the People's Power Revolution in the Philippines, and this is what I know how to topple a dictatorship. Number one, expand our coalition. Look around right now and see how deep this crowd is. Look around and how many people are represented in this crowd. We need everyone out here alongside to topple this dictatorship. Number two, we need to train and prepare directly impacted people who can be perceived as undocumented, and our allies. We need to make sure that everyone knows what to do if the military or the feds or ICE come ramping through here. If you all have watched those videos, you all know which videos I'm talking about. The ones with the mothers screaming, the children screaming, walking and trying to hold on to their teacher's legs, not knowing what to do next. You all know those videos. Also in those videos, the most beautiful thing I've seen are allies and everyone who is using their privilege to create more equity in this world, locking arms and stopping ICE and the military. That is what we need. And in order to do that, we need to train and prepare. We need to make sure we know what to do, what's within our rights, and how to be an advocate. And number 3, one of the most important lessons of how to topple democracy is to mobilize. Mobilize on the streets like today. Mobilize in the State House and at the Capitol House. Mobilize in the courthouse and mobilize in the ballot box. We need to understand that this did not happen because of coincidence. This happened because 77 million people over the other candidate hate black and brown people. So we need to, I'm being very clear about this. As we saw those videos, as we cry, as we make sure that our pain is heard, they do not care about our feelings, okay? That is very, very clear. They do not care about what we feel and what we cry about. The only thing they respond to is power. The only thing that they respond to is action. And so let the people power revolution teach us those lessons. This is not just today. This has to happen between now and next November 2026. What we have to do when we get the phone calls in Oldham County and in Shelbyville that they are taking folks out of their cars and out of their homes. We need to get prepared. This country does not belong to a dictator or a wannabe king. This country belongs to us. Thank you so much. Now we're going to hear from another community member right now, and I want you to remember why we are here. We are here to say no kings. We are here to show that we will not be divided. And as I said earlier, it is okay if we don't all agree on everything, but what we need to do is listen. Okay?
To my fellow countrymen, I am you. I am your fellow American, and I wish you peace and blessings in these times of great upheaval. Power to the people. No one is illegal. Say it once, say it twice. We will not put up with ICE. No justice, no peace. We want ICE off our streets. Justice is our demand. No peace or stolen land. Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose world? Whose world? As we I gotta say, I'm really fucking proud to be an American right now at this moment.
therapists, y'all gonna be kind to me? Y'all gonna show me some love? We come together today to reject the idea of kings and to reject our malicious and corrupt system that serves to define, it serves us to define explicitly what we are rejecting and to declare how we want to move forward. For in our collective power are both problems and solutions. But know that these solutions will not be handed to us. We have got to take it for ourselves, to know of ourselves as one unified people. We cannot downplay what is at stake. Not only has this administration cavalierly slashed social programs and benefits to its working class, it has mockingly rolled back many of the progressive reforms that we have struggled so hard to achieve, from labor unions, civil rights movement, women's rights, the LGBTQ movement, and environmental justice. Justice says that our country and Israel lost yet another war. As innocent civilians have already been killed, I cannot help but remember the words of George Orwell when he said, "The war is not meant to be won, it is meant to be continuous." All life on this planet is threatened by what could be the beginning of World War III as these sick megalomaniacs play God for the meaningless sake of profit. We say in rejection of this criminally racist regime, no more king!
No more king!
No more greed!
No more greed!
No more war or death machine!
No more war or death machine!
And to the world's largest cohort of child amputees this world has ever seen in Palestine, we say, ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now!
Arms embargo now!
Arms embargo now!
While the Trump administration is so concerned with how well other countries are falling in line with their bullying and intimidation tactics, we see that the people in Gaza are in their fourth day of communications blackouts. Journalists and civilians are risking their lives to come close to the borderlines in hopes of reaching the world to share more scenes of their annihilation, their deaths, and their pleas for the world to wake up to do something! While the world's governing classes condemn themselves to deal in distraction, deception, doublespeak, and manipulation, we, the people, are not deceived and we are not fooled! We must be brave enough to not just show up and speak out, but to look at our role in the problem so that we can find our solution. In a world where we have been conditioned from birth to be fearful of and respect power without question, we were never adequately taught what power is. We were brainwashed into thinking that power is held only by those. Our practice of exalted kings entrusting the power to lead the many to a very few has resulted in human greed spearheading our way into self-destruction. We are dismayed that something as important as Project 2025 could be succeeding. That's right. That it could be succeeding as it is, but we cannot stop its momentum until we look at the root of the problem. Our democracy is at stake because we've been conditioned to think that everyone has a designated place within this hierarchy that they are relegated to. But in reality, we have an equal role to play because we are all equal! We've been conditioned to system-based brutality, not understanding that our power is in our heart and our unity. You cannot defeat an idea whose time has come, just as you cannot prevent the spring or stop a flower from blooming. We can see that though they killed thousands of people in Gaza, we still cry for life. We can see that though they are deporting our community members here on U.S. soil, our nation is rising up to defend our rights. We are done criminalizing immigrants and reject the forced separation of families. We can see that despite decades of injustice and institutionalized cruelty towards our black brothers and sisters, we do not stop speaking out, and we will not stop until we see black liberation. Brick by brick, wall by wall. This racist system has to fall. We have gone through all the proper channels this system has given us, from peaceful protests, domestic and international law, the Great March of Return, boycott divestment sanctions, and humanitarian aid such as the flotillas and the human convoy. And what have we learned? One, that we have learned this is not a system by the people for the people. It is a system for the corporations by the corporations. And they stop at the idea that we have any inherent value apart from our ability to labor. Second, we have learned that we need each other to make this work, including that godhead lady behind me. We have learned we need each other. We need to be with each other to tip these scales towards justice. I love you, sir. You're interrupting me and it hurts my feelings, but I will keep talking. Our government is running roads and operating without our consent. We did not choose this incendiary war, this evil genocide, or these inhumane deportations. We reject our complicity. And in our rejection of kings, we reject the entirety of the system which makes kings possible. No fear, no fear! No fear, no fear! The end of tyranny is here! The end of tyranny is here! How many of us have felt excluded from the system? And a better question, how many of our outcasts that don't fit the status quo have meaningful, constructive, and creative contributions to make our society? How many people stuck in prisons, detention centers? How many of our houseless on the streets? How many of our addicts, our orphans, or our veterans of PTSD? How many of our poor, downtrodden, and weary are ready to contribute to a world in which we are all equal? Our struggles are intertwined just as our liberation is. As they spread hatred, we spread empathy. As they spread desperation, we spread hope. As they spread fear, we spread love. As they spread darkness, we spread light. As they spread separateness, we spread oneness. You cannot let this system drive us down into submission. We give it the power it needs to exist, and we are taking our power back! The fees of your obedience would have you turn against your brother instead of looking at just who it is that taught you to hate. Who is it that benefits from your hate? Is it another person who is poor like you? Another person with their rights being trampled on, their livelihood
people that profit from us being divided and taking up arms against each other. In the words of Malcolm X, if you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. They are terrified that the world is waking up to our shared oneness. And to all of our dissident fellow citizens, all of the ops or the agitators or the Zionists or whoever, however in the crowd, let me tell you this. We welcome you too. You are part of this revelation too. You may believe the separation is the answer, but the truth is that we are all one and love always wins. A month ago, he did not get to see his son born yet. And he says, how is it that the same politicians who are preaching family values are the ones tearing families apart? One day, you might ask why people are punished for standing up for Palestine, why truth and compassion feel dangerous to power. These are hard questions, but I hope that our story shows you this. The world needs more courage, not less. It needs people who choose justice over convenience. We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Free Mahmoud Khalil now. Free Mahmoud Khalil now. We have nothing to sacrifice but our sense of separation, and we have nothing to lose but our chains. The love revolution. I'm going to speak to you right now from my heart. People, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Can I speak to you from my heart? The love revolution we are in the midst of excludes no one and exists within us all. The love revolution is the sum of our parts, and we answer a timeless calling and band together as one people. Not even death, and especially not death, can stand in the way of this revolution. It is as inevitable as the dawn, as reliable as the heat of our sun. This love revolution is building a wave so great that not even the most embittered and fearful can avoid its encapsulation. This love revolution cannot hear of our reason or understand our human law, because it is from the infinite and draws us out from our smallness. It draws us away from the edge of our collapse and into an ever rising union. My people, we are only beginning to understand our interconnectivity. We are rising up together, and we will reach liberation. I call on us to learn of the fearlessness that births revolutions. I call on us to learn of the love and to become the love that unites us all. Be not changed. Thank you.
What an incredible message, right? We're here for unity. Now, we are going to get marching soon, but before that, we have a couple songs. So let's invite the troubadours back up to the mic. And then after they sing, we've got 2 more speeches, and then we're going to get moving after some safety messages.
Oh, somebody give a freedom fighter a hug right now. This is a joyful revolution. This is a revolution that dances, that plays, that sings, and that always looks out for our neighbors. Standing on a mountain, looking out across the land. We are all
Damn, look at this shit. Look at this. Oh my God.
in our hands. Sometimes our love can be like a flower that it grows. Sometimes love can be like a stream that flows. Sometimes I feel around me. There's no peace for you or me. But there is peace, there is peace, there is peace here for you and me. Oh, I've got no kind of trouble on the mountain, that's where I want to go. Oh, I just can't rest on the mountain top when there's trouble down here below. Free my people. Let my people go. Free my people. Let my people go. No more teardrops. No more teardrops. No more teardrops. No more, no more. No more teardrops. No more teardrops. No more teardrops. No more, no more. Well, I'm standing high up on the mountain, and I know by what good fortune I am here. Oh, but I just can't rest on the mountain top for the sounds of the crying I hear. You can hear it in Louisville, hear it in LA too. Can see it in the faces with so little left to do. I do believe I felt it be
Thank you so much. So now we have 2 more speakers before we start marching. So I'd like to welcome Ron Russell up to the mic.
Hello, everyone. It is great to see so many people out here who are marching to defend their own rights, and also, most importantly, the rights of immigrants who do not have any rights under this Trump regime. Like so many others, I fear the existence of fascism. I fear the existence of fascism. And I fear the consequences that will happen if we do not stop the movement of Trump and all of his minions to make sure that we do not have to live through this much longer. So we must also strongly stand up for the rights of immigrants. The rights that they have are guaranteed in our Constitution. They're saying is yours is the same as mine. These rights include the right to know the charges against any person, the right to a hearing on the charges, the right to pursue any form of relief from deportation, and the right to an attorney to sit in obtaining relief. Yet these rights are denied to nearly all of those who are actually without a status, and some who have a legal status are also having these rights denied. Many of these same immigrants who are without documents now, once they get into proceedings, they could file for relief under numerous aspects of immigration law. They could file, some of them for permanent residency. They could file for asylum. And these forms of relief would allow them to remain in the United States. But no, not under this regime. That's the last thing Trump and his minions want, is to make sure that these people have no rights, and if these rights exist, we won't allow them to exercise their rights. If we do not speak up, U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents will likely face the same challenges to keep us from exercising these rights. I practiced immigration law for almost 30 years. After retiring about 8 years ago, I began volunteering at La Patricia, an organization in California, providing consultations to families and children, mostly the horrific violence in their home country. I interviewed hundreds of individuals in the past 8 years. Many describe a shocking inhumanity directed against those resisting the cartels and the gangs they are faced with. The cartels believe returnees possess or have access to large sums of money. This assumption is not true. A very respected social scientist, his name is Thomas Borman, has conducted considerable research on the plight of returnees to Mexico. Much of his conclusions and his research can apply to many countries south of Mexico. The conditions they face are very similar, especially the influence of cartels and the destruction of their government. In many areas, cartels and gangs are the de facto tax collectors and control the police. Professor Borman researched the different reasons for Mexican attorneys are reason they're so easily identified when they return home. Their Spanish is different, especially the Spanish and the young children. Their clothing is different. The food they eat has changed. And the children are very likely when they can find jobs. So a return to the family home is very likely, even if they are more quickly identified as returnees by cartel members. If they lived in another area of Mexico, they would likely feel even more isolated and fearful, and without any family support. The issue of their children's safety is a major concern to these families. The children may likely face a higher threat of kidnapping and death. Borman concludes the returnees have a bullseye on their back. They will not easily be targeted for payment for large sums of money. And if they do not pay, cartels will follow through on their threats to the parents and also to the children. Most returnees are missing within a week of return, according to Dr. Borman. Let's think about that for a minute. All these people that are being deported, once they return home within a week, if they go back to a cartel-infested area, they are no longer seen. That's why we must stop Trump and his regime in trying to Do any of us not understand the visceral fear parents must face for their children? We cannot allow this to happen to these friends and members in our community. And if someone asks why we should be concerned about the safety of these families, inform them that it is the U.S. drug money that fuels the growth of the cartels and increases their potential harm. The less expensive labor of our immigrant neighbors financially benefit all of us. As does their payment of taxes to stabilize
Probably in,
our Social Security and
I feel like
Medicare
10 minutes from
program.
now. Do you know where? Oh, where? No.
And these people,
Yeah, I really don't
these
know.
people will
I only got
never
assumptions.
achieve to use any of that money because they'll die before they ever think about coming back here. For these reasons, we must show solidarity with our neighbors. It is the least we can do to protect and save their lives, and at the same time protect our most cherished constitutional rights. Keep up the good fight. And in the long term, let's remember Congress must pass legislation, and that legislation must include a path to citizenship for all immigrants.
I'm going to shut this Facebook Live down now and prepare to get ready for the march. I'll start another Facebook Live in just a few moments.
United will never be divided.